In this video, for sections P3 and 1-4, we're going to talk about square roots and multiplication. So in this set of sections, we're thinking about simplifying square roots and also taking the square roots of negative numbers, which we're going to use a little bit later in the semester. So first, here we have the problem of evaluating the square root of 16. So we need to remember what square roots mean. Square root means that you're looking for the number that when you multiply it by itself is equal to the number that's under the square root. Or in other words, the number that's squared, when you square it, you get 16. So what number squared equals 16? Well, that would be 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So since 4 squared is 16, the square root of 16 is 4. Square root and square are opposite operations, so they undo each other. For number 2, we have square root of 4. What number squared equals 4? Well, that would be 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so square root of 4 is 2. Now for number 3, we're going to find square root of 16 times square root of 4. Square root of 16, we already calculated above, that's 4. And square root of 4, we calculated in number 2, that's 2. So we have 4 times 2, which is 8. Now looking at number 4, here we're taking the square root of 16 times 4. So we're going to do the 16 times 4 first and then take the square root of that. 16 times 4, you can use a calculator if you need to, but it's 64. And so we are doing the square root of 64. And what number multiplies by itself to equal 64? That's 8. So square root of 64 is 8. For number 5, we're doing the same thing, but now we're going to find the square root of 9 times 100. 9 times 100 is 900. So we want to find the square root of 900. You can use a calculator for that if you need to, or you might be able to think about the answer. What times itself equals 900? That would be 30. For number 6, square root of 9 times square root of 100. I know that the square root of 9 is 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. I know the square root of 100 is 10. Getting ahead of myself. Square root of 100 is 10, so 3 times 10 is 30. Looking at number 7, square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. What number multiplied by itself is 36? That's 6. 6 times 6 is 36, so I have 2 times 6, which is 12. And lastly, for number 8, multiplying 4 times 6, again, use a calculator if you need to. It's 144, and then I can use a calculator if I need to here as well. Square root of 144 is 12. So I should see a pattern here. If you notice, we have things that go together in pairs. So I have these two gave me the same answer of 8. These two gave me the same answer of 30, and these two gave me the same answer of 12. And looking at what I have on the left side, I can separate the square roots and multiply, or I can multiply first and then take the square root of the whole thing. Either way, it doesn't matter, I would get the same answer. So I can say that these two things are equivalent. And we saw 3 examples here, but you could also just kind of generalize that and say, okay, I know that if I take the square root of A times the square root of B, I could also write that as square root of A times B.